Come on. There we go. There we go. All right. Sorry, I was had a rough night last night. Well, I'm going to leave it at that. And forgot to set my alarm. So I basically work third shift here, which is I'm usually up late, but yeah. And this is now deciding to not work. I'm trying to get this to come online, so give me a second here, because this is like the main camera we use for doing these type of videos. Let me see if I can get this to come back on. Hang on. Arm. This camera's not even showing up. Hang on, I have to crawl under my desk and see why this is not. Hang on, I got another USB 3 here. Over and I'll figure it out later. Wouldn't be a stream without some technical difficulties. Okay, I think it found it. Let's see. Do I have another camera listed for my video sources? I do. Oh. Okay, cool. That'll work as a temporary solution. So anyways, I apologize for being late on the stream. This stream is going to be the Ender 3 V2, which is in this box right here. Now, if you guys look, one thing I did notice that was weird when I got this is the tape job on it. Like, this wasn't from the carrier. I'm pretty sure this was from Creality because it looks like they shoved extra stuff in here for some reason. So I'm not sure if your Ender 3 V2 will come like this. I don't think it will. But we bought this. This wasn't a unit they sent us for review or anything like that. So this is a unit that we purchased. So I'm not sure if they threw extra stuff in there, because we did have a couple week delay and I told them I didn't care. But I think they might have thrown some extra stuff in there because of the delay. Don't know why. But let's take this out of studio mode here. Let's see, that's been opened. Yeah, I think it's been opened by them because there's extra stuff in here. They said they were going to throw in free gift for the order delays, and I told them it's fine. Just ship it when you guys have it. I don't care. It's not that big of a deal. Don't need to send free stuff in here. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why my damn I don't know why my damn camera didn't work. I haven't changed any USB cables, so let's get into it right now. Because like this looks like their tape. Yeah, this is definitely something they did because hang on, look at before I finish opening this label, the shipping label here, okay, is over the tape. So this Creality had opened it and repacked it. Okay. So it wasn't someone else. Let's find out what goodies they put in here. Oh yeah, they definitely added something in. I think they said they were throwing some bed something in here. Yeah, this is definitely added in by them. Let's find out. I'm willing to bet it's like one of their glass bed things that I'm never going to use. Yep. Well, I'll be putting this on the store in our miscellaneous stuff. somebody wants this, I'll put it on the side for a couple bucks. I'm never gonna use this. But anyways, let's get into the unboxing. Because stuff like that I never use. Or I'm gonna put a flex plate on this, and that's what we're going to do with this machine. Hey, I see Scott's in the chat. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to say hi to everybody. I scheduled this for 1 p.m. because I thought, oh, it'll be great. We'll be up and about. Except then Aaron wanted to have people over last night, and we had some drinks. And I'm 31, and I was drinking with an no, Aaron's an 18. Aaron's 21. So drinking with a 21-year-old is not a good idea when you're 31. I shouldn't have tried to keep up. I'm not actually hungover. But I definitely forgot to set an alarm today. So there's that. So, and I think Samantha will usually be like, hey, don't you have a stream? Except she thought the stream wasn't today. Oh, that's kind of nice. So yeah, that's why I was late. But I ended up staying up, so I couldn't sleep. I ended up staying up and working on fixing my drone that went into the pool. But that put me at about 5 a.m., I want to say, by the time I got in the house. Oh, there's more! So yeah, that's why I was late to the stream here. Keep thinking Aaron's like stupid young, but he like basically turned 21, and then he's just been catching up, cause yeah, I can't keep up anymore. These young kiddos. I'm surprised I don't have a hangover, except I did chug a lot of water last night. So, but when you forget to set the alarm to get off, because like I basically, like I said in the opening, I basically work like third shift here. If you guys think about it, because I have to deal with a lot of the overseas suppliers in China and Japan and whatnot, and Taiwan. So I have to work a weird shift so I can actually, talk to them and go back and forth with them. However, I did not set an alarm today. Alright, let's get to this. So, we've got extrusion. Nothing special about that. Wrapped like it is. Usually wrapped. Lead screw. The base here. This is nice. I knew it had this little drawer thing. I'm surprised they didn't ship tools in the drawer to save on shipping space, but I guess they don't need to. The hot end carriage plate, I mean, this, aside from some small differences, this looks to be the same carriage plate that we find on the current machines, like even with the hot end mounting. It might be slightly different, but I want to say just by looking at it, this looks really similar. They changed some stuff here for the mounting points for the new shroud, which I like. This looks nice. We've got a bracket here, so we're going to have to put together the X gantry, I'm assuming. Yeah, because there's 2 bars here, so one of these is an X gantry. Got a baggie of tools here. Let's see. Scott, I thought, wasn't Creality having you do the firmware for these? I thought you did all the firmware for these. Because they had sent you a model. Let me blow up chat so I can pay attention to you guys. I'm sorry. I am not on point today. No, I'm not just saying it's the same because it fits 2020. Same because they have the same hot end in here. They put lipstick on a pig. That's what this is. This is lipstick on a pig. but it looks nice. So let's see here. Different mounting holes. Yeah, I think it looks slightly different, but it's close enough. I don't think people have a hard time making aftermarket mounts for it. That's the only problem. So when you start getting machines that are more and more, what's the word, refined, I want to use, they're prettier, they're more user-friendly, they have more stuff like closed off so fingers can't get in here. I mean, this is pretty good. Like, you'd really have to try. I mean, you could touch right here, but you'd really have to try to burn yourself on this, like, aside from directly touching the nozzle. I mean, there's full enclosure here of the hot end for the most part, aside from the bottom right here. This is more user-friendly, this is sleeker, it's less intimidating because there's not as much stuff exposed. But as we travel more and more down this road of machines that are very, very refined and, you know, they start using their own firmware, like some companies have, like ANET, we're getting further and further away from machines that are going to be tinker friendly. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to have machines that it's going to be hard to put aftermarket mounts on them because of the complicated mounting system, or, you know, the lack of available screw holes. I mean, their older carriage was pretty good. Their older carriage was still pretty good, and it allowed for a lot of stuff for mounting. I think I chatted with you. Hang on one second. Did you give me a call yet? I know as one of the guys was asking about the M30 Crane quad that we're getting rid of. I don't have. Oh wait, 21. No, that's a 219 number. That's not him. Oh, it is. Yeah, Phil, you're good to come by and get that. That's it's all cleaned off and sitting in the garage. All right, let's go through the rest of the stuff here. What do we have? Oh, they put one of these damn things in here. Everybody loves these little things here. I don't know if Phil is still watching here, but he was gonna come by and grab that freaking quad that I never use. There we go. I sent him a text. Alright, I hate these things, but some people like them, so Creality saw that people like them, so they made one, and I'm pretty sure this just goes on the top here. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's nice, but I don't like them. I think they look dumb. Donna, yeah, you said you were coming by tomorrow, but I both your guys' printers that you were interested. Well, my old printers that I'm selling off because I don't have room. Hence, as I'm building another one, this is the problem. You only have so much space. So, filament sample. Back on track, Tim. Back on track. Filament sample. Screws. We got some spare parts here. 2 fittings, a nozzle, some clips. T-nuts. Z end stop. 2 M4 screws. 2 M4 screws. The M4 by 18-P. Why do they have it the M4? It's like on there twice. What? You know, the guy that made that label was probably having a rough start day like me. This is the M4 playmat. What? The M4 playmat. Can you guys? I don't know if it's blowing it out. The M4 playmat. What? What does this mean? What does this mean? Okay. SD reader and SD pack. We got belting. I'm assuming this is for the X gantry. That would be the logical assumption considering there's belting on the Y. And then these are probably for the uprights. Big ass M4 bolts. Profil covers. profile covers. So in case you need to cover your profile. And then we've got, again, the M5x8 now. I didn't know that. You guys, I'm glad they put the second line here. Sometimes you're like, it kind of broke the illusion here for me because Creality's like looking really good, and like they're getting their act together, and then you see the labels, you're like, oh, yep, definitely still Chinese printer. Oh man. Better to buy 3D printers that are easy to upgrade. Yeah, that's where I'm at. You know, it's like look at what's back on the topic of printers and upgradability. There's something to be said about a printer that's okay, that you know, out of the box, that you can tinker with and upgrade. And there's one that's, you know, you pay a little more and you get a working machine, and it's not the greatest, it's not the worst, but it works. It gets the job done. And that's kind of like where FlashForge printers are. They're not the best, they're not the worst, but they get the job done. They get prints out and they work. But you can't really upgrade them. I mean, you can, but it's not as easy as these type of machines. And that's two different markets. Like there's like this market segmentation of the types of machines for different audiences, you know. And I prefer the ones that are a little where you can tinker with and you can play with, you know. I mean, because like we can always sell replacement parts for any machine, you know. I can get parts for any printer, like even if you know, let's say if we want to start carrying FlashForge parts, because FlashForge we don't have any modifications for, but I can absolutely sell replacement parts for FlashForges, you know, and still make money there. But in terms of a fun aspect of it and the, you know, tinkering side of the hobby, having machines that are a little more open and you know, use aluminum profile, and it's not all custom weird mounting systems that are hard to design third-party mounts for. You know, I prefer the ones that I can tinker with a little bit. So, because it gives you more flexibility on the road, because that, you know, you outgrow your machine at some point. So, anyways, I'm going to get off of my little philosophical rant. Oh, and it might help if you thought I sent you the address, Phil. I am sending it to you right now. You start heading towards Hobart. But there we go. I'm sending that to you. But remind me not to go drinking with Aaron on a Monday night. That was a bad idea. Not because I'm hungover, because I'm not actually. I'm surprised, but because Jesus Christ, I can't fall asleep sometimes when I drink. So I'm surprised Aaron even came in today. Jesus. All right. So we got a thanks thing. I'm assuming this is just like a QR code to email them. Let's find out here. At the moment it is using, oh, that's amazing. So this doesn't have EEPROM. You need an SD card to store EEPROM. Oh, they're probably using STM32 then, because those don't have that. Okay, so this goes to, I'm scanning this with my phone. This goes to QR21.cn. That's kind of, wait, I'll do it for you guys for science. Hang on. Come on. Samsung camera, pick it up. Oh my god, why is it not scanning? Tap to scan. That, nope. That, I did not want to take a picture of it. There we go. QR21.com. Where is this going? This is like the fourth redirect it's done. This is weird. What is this? This is where that QR code takes you. I guess like global official website? What is this? These links don't even work. Does a Facebook link work? Oh, there it goes. So it's like a landing page. I mean, it's interesting. It's nice. I get a little sketched out when I see all the Chinese URLs. Like, is this the same QR code? I think this is the same QR code on this one here. You know, I just realized I haven't checked these QR codes to be like, what if they send you to like some sketchy site? Yeah, it goes to the same place. Okay. Well, these look okay, but they could change those at anywhere at any point. So, if you guys haven't figured out, live streams are a little more informal. It's more of a hangout while we go over printer because I have to do this anyways. So I decide to hop on a video stream and definitely off my game a little bit today. But after a little bit of nicotine and caffeine, I'll be good here. All right, so I'm just gonna go through the installation and compare it to the Ender 3. So they want us to put the uprights on. That's usually what you do with the Ender 3. There's these two holes here. The power supply, I think, is inside the machine. Yeah, it is. But they still have the bolt holes here for the PSU on the Ender 3 version 1. So they're probably using the same stuff. I mean, this is basically an Ender 3 version 1 with some lipstick on it. And they moved the power supply. That's basically what it is. Yeah, like this is considered lipstick, a knob, but it's a color screen lipstick. It supposedly has a 32-bit board. That's what I'm told, is that it has a 32-bit board. I think Scott can confirm that. I'm pretty sure it's got a STM32 because he's talking about EEPROM, and I know Creality sent him this machine. So, anyways, I digress. Give me a lot of digressions or whatever you want to call it. All right, so bolt the uprights on. We put the motor and the lead screw in. They want us to put the Z-axis switch in here. Right there. Let's see here. We got the... Yeah, that's the timing belt for the X. All right. We're just gonna go. We're just gonna go for it. That's what we're gonna do. So let me unwrap this. Oh, I'm getting a dog dumped on me. Oh, hey, thank you. She's really... Why is this warm? Oh, I'm not drinking a warm protein shake. These are disgusting warm. Oh, wait. I have a cold one in here. Oh, look at that. I would not call these my best videos. But, yeah. Let's... Where is the end of this thing? There it is. I did clean up the office, though. So, there's that. I got that going for me. I did that this weekend. Got everything all cleaned up. Hopefully, it's gonna rain, so I'm not gonna fly my drone. I already learned that lesson once. So, except not with rain, but with water splashing up from hovering over a pool. Don't do that if your boards aren't conformal coated. My boards will be conformal coated on this new build. Once I get everything set up and dialed in, I'm conformal coating the boards. I had one little drop of water hit splash up from the surface and hit my ESCs. I had a 4-in-1 ESC, had one drop of water go up through the bottom of the drone, hit the right spot by the MOSFET, and took one motor out. And one of them, I found out one of my motors is burnt out, and it was the one that the ESC died from the water. So that's fun. All right. So there's one upright here that has the motor mount on it, and then there's the one with the holes. So the one with the holes goes on the right side. So if we're looking at the front of the printer, this is the right side. So the one with the holes goes on this side. All right. Let's see here. Where's the big ass bolts? There will be light swearing. I'm not gonna go crazy in this stream, but there will be some light swearing. I'm building a printer, so you know, if you guys have ever been around a dad while he's building something, it's kind of the same thing. The swearing helps things go in there, so just little verbal lubrication of things. not going to be using the included text tools because I'm not a masochist. So I'm busting out my Bondhus T-handles here. Alright, so this one's got to go here. And I'll usually like to dry fit them like this. Oh, this one likes to tip over. Look at this. Ugh. I need like a third hand here. Gotta be a better way to do this. Hang on. Ah, there it is. Like, how am I supposed to put this in without it tipping over? This is how. Put it on its back. Or on its butt, I guess. Alright. Handle on there. Birds feel decently tapped. There's a lot of... let's get this in all the way before I put my foot in my mouth. Feels like there's a little bit of play. I wish they would have notched these extrusions out like they did on like the CR6. We're going to get this lined up as flush as we can. Usually line up the edges of the extrusion rail. Now we can come back here. Luke Hatfield's Gantry rework, which is on the Edge of Text channel, should work for this machine as well. Because this is basically an Ender 3 that they relocated the PSU on and added some little pretty features and cool features. So if we look here on the bottom, this is basically the same enclosure. This looks the same as the Ender 3 enclosure. Now I haven't worked on Ender 3 in a little bit, like this in this detail or capacity here. Let me move this up. There we go. Chat's awful quiet. So there we go. So this is the control board here in that little housing there. We got the PSU down below. And they just mounted the PSU right here instead of on the back. I do like this. I'm not dunking on this. I like it. I like having the PSU down here. This is nice. It's cleaner. This is just gimmicky. It's like, oh, look at it. It's like do you guys remember in the PC building days back in like the early 2000s when Thermaltake sold little drawers for your 5 1/4 inch bays? That's what this reminds me of. Now, it doesn't look like this one matters which way it goes. You just gotta put the drilled holes at the bottom, and this is the one for the left. Now, do they tell you that? It says short, but it's not. I mean, it doesn't tell you the one with the 2 holes for the motor mount. But you can, if you look hard, you can see them there. But let's be honest, everybody's come to expect that the Chinese directions are going to suck, so they're going to watch videos like this where there's some other schmuck building it and figuring it out, so they can just go ahead and do it. Now, I'll probably come back and loosen these up, but usually if I make sure that this face is flush with this face, in terms of the extrusion, usually they get you pretty close to square. Not perfect, but close enough where the machine will function. Is the stream still going? There hasn't been any chat messages for a while. Drop off. Let me see. Top chat. This would suck if I'm like... Oh! Oh, there we go. Yep. I was like, there's no way people are this quiet right now. There's no way. There's no way. My chat window was broken. Hang on. Oh, I missed you guys talking crap about it. About me flying near the pool. Let me open this so I can actually get some food. Does this qualify as food? God, I missed so much chat. What the hell? Last one I saw was from Donna. That's what they're hosing for. Okay, it does, even though mine doesn't work right anymore. All right, let's see. Just bought a used little Ender 3 for $100. That's a good deal. I would have bought that even though I'm full up on printers. If you guys are in the area, there is a link at the top of the TH3D website. I think it's called like local sale items or something like that. At the very top, something local sale. I can't remember what I titled it, but that's a page where I'm clearing out all of our excess printers because we're running out of room. I'm full in here. We're full in the print farm. So as we get new machines in, we're going to be either selling the new machines off, which this one will not be sold off. I'm going to keep this one around for development purposes. But we're going to be selling off older machines that are more than likely going to be in perfectly working condition. Some are going to be like new, some are going to be used. But it'll all be set on the page what condition they're all in. Tor yelling at me, I told you not to fly near the pool. Yeah, you're right. But I ain't even mad, because I got to upgrade to a new flight controller. Let's see here. Get in Discord so I can yell at you for shit while he built it. I'm good. Takes less than 3 hours to put together with a blindfold on. I could probably do it. I saw that guy. I don't feel like dealing with that today. Yep. Alright, let's see here. You wish we made better design plates for the X Gantry that... Oh, are you talking about the belt? The belting? Oh, send printers to Peter? We could do that. Peter's our new guy, except the only thing is he's gonna have to get one that has a box because I'm not shipping a machine we don't have a box for. Ugh. You know how much trouble that is? Alright, let me just double check that I'm not missing any text. Where is... Yeah, I got you here. Alright. Let's move forward. Let's make sure I tighten these up. And now they want us to mount the Z end stop onto this side of the board. Or the printer, I should say. BL, touch and filament runout sensor connectors are on board on this. Well, if they have a filament sensor connector, why didn't they put one on here? Unless they're going to sell one. I bet I can beat them to market with getting our stuff to work on their board. I'm just saying. Alright, so just, these are T-nuts. Nothing special. Now, they do have a little stopper here to prevent this end stop from going too low, which is nice. This is like the new design of their, what's the word I'm looking for? Of their, like, little end stop mount bracket. And it's nice, I like it. Alright, I'm gonna plug that in. Plug the Z end stop switch into the, or Z end stop cable into the Z end stop switch. It does not tell you to plug it in, but I plugged it in because I'm a rebel. And now we're going to take the motor with the coupler, the lead screw, and then these two tapered hexagonal screws. Here we go, the M4 by 18P. These are for the motor. I knew these are for the motor because Creality uses the tapered screws for the motors. Alright, so that goes there. The two screws go through the little holes here. You see those holes? That's where the screws go through, right into the extrusion. And then you shove your rod into the top. That's how that works. So I'm going to use a 2.5mm driver here. Okay, put the screws in before you put the motor on because you kind of got to angle these in. And if it's flush up against the extrusion, I don't think you're going to be able to get these in. Alright, let's see. Push that forward. Ooh, one of those bearings is crunchy already on the bed. It's crunchy. I felt it, like, there it is. That's a notch. Oh, see how it stops? Bad bearing out of the box, that's great. Either that or they over tighten the shit out of the eccentric nut. And there's a flat spot on my bearing now, which is fucking annoying. Because if you aren't Tim Hoagland, who has a bunch of spare parts around, that's parts you have to buy now unless you want your print to look like absolute garbage. So why the hell would they do that? Why the hell would they over tighten? It feels like it's over tightened. Yeah, this feels like an over tightened bearing, which means this has been sitting in that box for I don't even know how long. This hasn't been sitting for too long, but they probably damaged the bearing because they don't know how to install stuff. I'm gonna put this knob back on because this fell off during shipping. They love those damn knobs. I'm not a fan of them. This rod is semi-greased. Oh yeah, there's grease on here, so there's grease all over my hands now. All right, put that in the hole. Ooh, you guys see that? There goes the hot end. Did I this off center? We're gonna just leave this loosen up. Did this like turn when I tighten these down? We do have some play in it. Okay. So I'm gonna leave these two screws loose until we can get the gantry on. Because if I tighten these down, the motor is going to walk, and I want this to be able to go like this so I can get it all aligned with the gantry on here, the lead screw aligned. So I'm going to tighten this down in the coupler. The 2.5 hex, or Allen key. Are these Allen key or hex? I always get these confused. Are the star ones hex or are these Allen keys? I can't remember. I'm sure somebody will tell me. Some neckbeard will tell me in the comments that you actually it's a special type of hex tool. God, I love the internet. You can tell I've been on the internet too long. All right. Oh, thank you, Off Access. That'll help recoup some of my loss of the pool adventure. I think you can purchase that one switchable. Purchase one that's switchable. I don't know what that means. Oh, he's talking to someone else. Oh, both 12 and 24 ports? No, just run 2 ones. Yeah, but there's also Allen keys. There's like, that's a term. At least here in the US. Is that... Are they interchangeable and I'm just confused because of lack of sleep or alertness or whatever you want to call it? Anyways, you need to take your X gantry bracket here. Okay, so this is the one with the motor. This comes, mine at least came this much assembled. One thing I want to point out is that this nut here, okay, this should not be completely tightened down. On these machines, you want these slightly loose. So just back it off just a little bit so it can actually like float a little bit inside here. So if your lead screw is not perfect, it can move it a little bit. Because I see people over tighten these all the time. And I think, so there we go. So see how this can move now? Okay. The weight of the printer is going to keep this from introducing, even if this is loose, it's going to keep this from introducing any like artifacts or issues in your print. So these usually should be loose up. So if you're having issues with your Z, loosen these little 2 screws up here. Allen is 6 sides and Torx is a star. Yeah, I know Torx is a star. Allen is 6 sides. Okay, so they're the same. Okay. Then I'm... Okay. I don't know why I was doubting myself there. But I was. So I need 2 M4x16s. Where's the M4x16? Right here. These are the M4x16s. These are for the playmat, apparently. That's what it says. For the playmat. But we're not using them for the playmat. Whatever the hell that means. This is for the playmat as well. How did I miss that? The M5 playmat. What translation software are they using? I don't even know what that possibly could have been translated incorrectly from. Leave your comments in chat. What could they have possibly been translating that turned it into the playmat? I am very confused. Alright, that one went in. Hex key is also known as Allen key. Ha! Okay, so I was doubting myself for no reason. No reason. Oh, and this does have a direction. I didn't notice this. So this is routed out here for the head of this. Because you see this mistake here? I made an oopsie. That's not going to work. Got to put it on the right side. So I'm going to take these off and flip this over. Because this is not correct. They do not tell you that in there. So if you don't know, you could do what I did, and then that's going to cause some gantry issues. So, according to the directions, I didn't do anything wrong. But I know better, so I'm going to take this and flip it over, so this little routed out piece goes in here. Okay, I know how people are, okay, especially when it comes to this stuff. They're not going to be attentive. Your average person is not going to be attentive enough to realize that this is supposed to have the head seating in there. They're just going to assemble it and keep going forward. There needs to be a note. Careful, don't round out those cheap bolts. No, we'll be good. We'll be good. Now, I want to make sure that this is flush with the bracket here. So I'm just lining this up. I'm just eyeballing it. No need to get the calipers out or flat bars or whatever. I'm just doing it by eye, which is usually good enough. And then I'm going to tighten these two down. Why are you posting Russian in here? I'm not speaking Russian. Oh God, is that George? Is that George? Oh my God. I'm going to translate that. I don't understand. Will my translator turned on? No. Let's just remove that. English only, please. We've got more than enough moderators to take on a swarm of trolls here. I don't know if the guy's a troll, but we do. Surprised this channel has not been trolled more. I don't think we've really had any, to be completely honest. Alright, so what else am I going to do? So they want me to put... Why are we putting the... We're putting the belt on before the carriage? What? Who the hell wrote this? Do you guys not know how a printer goes together? They want me to put the belt on right now. Put the belt on when you put the actual carriage on here. I mean, this is just going to go on with 2 more screws. And you can see here, it's rounded out again. So this just goes like that. There we go. There's our plate. And this is probably going to use the same M4, the M4x16s. All right, I'm gonna ignore that. We're going off on my own little thing for a little bit here. Extruded kit. I mean, they show it on here, but they don't tell you to. These directions are bad. Sorry, Creality. These directions are bad. They're pretty bad. Not even gonna sugarcoat it. Not like I do anyways, but they're bad. So we're just going to go ahead and build this. Build this how I want to build this. Screw directions. I'm a man. I don't need no directions. Ugh. All right, let's put this bitch on here. Go. And now I have not tightened these up. Okay, this is not going on because now the lead screw needs to go through into this. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Hang on. That eccentric is way too tight. Where is my eccentric wrench? All the way out. Come on, get in there. Get in my version. Why are we not going on? Try this again. That side. There's our lead screw wanting to go into the nut. Come on. Come on. There we go. Up, 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 up. There we go. These eccentrics are way too tight. Way too tight on the bottom. Alright. So, what I'm going to do now... can you put this on with this bracket on? No, you can't. You can't put this on if this bracket's on. They don't tell you that. There's another... Yeah, these directions suck. These directions absolutely suck. So if you have no idea what you're doing, this is your first printer, good luck. Good luck. Godspeed. You're going to be frustrated trying to figure this stuff out. Now, because I've built a few printers in my day, I'm aware of this stuff, but this needs to go on first. Then this plate. Is, you know, when ANET can write better directions than you to assemble their printers, that's a problem. Come on. Gantry uprights are not square. Why is this not going in? Okay, well now it's... You guys like probably like not put these eccentrics at the max tension when they ship things? I guess it really depends on who assembled it, I guess. Yeah. I get this flush here. I'm going to loosen up the whole gantry at the bottom, let it all kind of settle out. What I mean by that is I'm literally just going to tip this over, these up, okay, and we're going to leave these loose now. Okay, I'm leaving these loose, and this will give me some play to adjust everything. Fucking thing. Yeah, I'm channeling my inner butt room. This is how Amazon returns happen. You get what you pay for. You want a printer that's less jank and less difficult, then don't buy a Chinese printer. you know, or buy a higher end Chinese printer. Like, I don't know, like Anycubic's been pretty good. Like, this is just my opinion. They've been pretty decent. And one of the things I was thinking the other day was, you know, it's almost detrimental to the companies when you have... Wait, does this go... What? Damn it, I'm gonna have to look at the manual. Thank you. So they want you to put the hexagon countersunk screw through here. Oh, so I gotta take this out. So the tensioner actually goes through, uses this bolt here. I should just leave it like this and just see how it comes out. Just post on the printing groups. Guys, why is my print not coming out? I don't know what's going on here. No one, I don't think anybody would be able to figure that out without seeing like a video of the printer's frame just going like completely bonkers. Are these SLS printed or are these... No, they just have like a coating. They got like a weird pattern on them. Maybe they are doing like some SLS just for now. Alright, so that goes over here. I do like these tensioners. I'll give you guys props for that. But the question is, why would they have you use a hex screw on a hole that's not countersunk? But that's what they say to do, so I'm going to do it. Oh, you know why? Because the other ones might hit the carriage. It comes over all the way here. Oh, they should have countersunk it. Because, yeah, it's just going to deform it a little bit. I think these might be... No, these feel like SLS printed parts right here. Alright. Moving on. I'm just going to flip through this, see if there's any other weird installations. Oh man, there we go. There goes my lights. I really need to relocate that PIR sensor. Alright, so we're going to put the X Gantry, or the Z moving kit, as they call it, which we already have on here. We already have the X Gantry on. Put the LCD, the top bracket on, the spool holder. And they want us to put covers on the ends here. And they do show hooking up things, setting the voltage from, you know, to 115 or 230. And that's it. We're just going to go for it now. So I'm going to put the belt in. Usually what I'll do is I'll slip it in the extrusion here. If the eccentric is loose enough on here, like it was, you can slip the belt under just like this. This says Gates belt. This is not Gates. This is not Gates. This looks like Gates knockoff. Gates is usually like a reddish color on here. This is... Why are they... So look this up. Gates belts usually have like a reddish color to them. This does not look like a Gates belt. Because I've got Gates belts on machine right there, and they have like that reddish color to them. But I mean, it feels like it's a good belt. It's just like, if it's not Gates, don't put Gates on it. Alright, I am locking this into, there's like little slits on the back of the carriage. The belt slides into there, just like all the other machines. Question is, can I get this through here? I'm going to pull this up. There we go. I'm going to push it back down. Oh man, it's closed on the bottom. Oh, that's going to be fun. Take it back. I'm not liking this. The design on here is not good for feeding the belt through. How are you supposed to get the belt through them? Like, oh shit. What? Seriously? Kidding me? I have to take this apart to get through? And it's not open on the bottom, it's only open on the top, so you can't... How the hell are you supposed to get the belt through this? You have to take this out? That's the only way I can see, because the brass ferrule is not going to pass through it. Alright, so you have to take this out to get this through. And then put it back in. Does not look like... Oh, it does. It should only go in one way. Should only go in one way, but... This is very fiddly. Alright, but I got it through. We're good. That's slightly annoying. Oh, okay. Yeah, here, just... Okay, let's get a close-up. Ready? Ready? Enhance. Okay, but it doesn't... This is usually like a maroon red color. I mean, it feels good. It feels like good belt. But usually the power grip stuff is like a maroon color on the actual teeth side. This just feels like normal rubber belt, which is fine. Like I said, I'm just going, why does it say Gates on it when it doesn't look like Gates belt? I don't know. Maybe Gates has a normal colored belt available. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to look it up. Alright. Next, we're going to put this on, and then I'm going to go back and tighten this up, and the Z motor. Whee! Or we can just leave it. Should we leave it like this? Ooh. Be like the wacky waving, arm flailing tube men of printers. Maybe it's legit but manufactured in a different factory? I don't know. I've never seen Gates Power Grip that doesn't have that red color. I will have to look it up. Maybe they make just generic belt. I don't know. But I don't know if I can. I might not be able to show you. But no, that's a fucking knockoff. Here, I got some action. This is the same part number. Yeah, go. Hang on. I'm just gonna take a picture of this stuff. I got Gates on the Dauntless here. Same shit, according to what they're labeled as. Yeah, it's like a orangey brown reddish. It's hard. Everyone's gonna have a different opinion on what color it is, but okay, that is what it's on my Dauntless. You see how it's kind of like a brownish reddish color, okay? And that says LL-2GT. This also says LL-2GT. This is my face of disappointment. Right here. Anyways, I mean, it's belt. It works. It feels good. Just don't put Gates' name on it when it's not Gates' belt. I've never seen Gates belt that is all black, ever. Like, I've seen Gates belt on quite a few machines. On my machines, on, you know, machines that come with it, and purchasing it. It's always got that, like, brownish, reddish, maroon color to it. Just saying. Alright. So now that's on here, and this all feels flush, so I'm going to go ahead and turn her back over. And we're going to go ahead and tighten these up. Alright. Now I just got to tighten the motor up. This is moving nicely. Let me check my eccentrics. That's a little tight. A little too tight for my liking. Tighten up this side here. Oh, look at that. That's a lot of play. We have so much play in this. Now I'm going to loosen these up and allow this bracket to kind of settle out here. A little further. I want these, so I'm going to push on this side of the bracket while I'm tightening it so that the two outer wheels here are getting pressure on the extrusion. Question is, why is this that wobbly? Eccentric? Yeah, now I gotta tighten the eccentric up. Okay. Let's go ahead and adjust these eccentrics so they get everything all lined up. That's better. Okay. We're looking decent now. Alright. Now I'm going to slowly tighten these down because if I tighten them both too quickly, I could torque the motor and it could skew, which is going to bend the lead screw a little bit. Or skew it, I should say, would be the correct term. Go back and forth, tighten these down. There we go. Is our Z moving smooth? Abso-fucking-lutely. Alright. So, now let's hook everything up. For Z in. Now, we need to put a PTFE fitting in here. That's, of course, the last part to come out of this bag of crap. The one I need. Alright, we're going to put everything extra into this bigger bag. Alright. Put that in here. Use their little wrench to tighten that down. They still, come on, Creality, can we stop doing plastic extruders? I mean, actually, you know what, keep doing plastic extruders because they always break and then people buy them and we sell them. So, go ahead, keep using these pieces of crap on here. One more thing that I can sell stuff for that breaks all the time. Like, come on, they have to have seen enough failures of these to be like, hey, maybe we should just not use plastic extruders because everybody has them die on them. Nope, we have not learned that lesson yet. So, whatever. Anything to save like 50 cents. Probably more than 50 cents. Probably like a couple dollars, but race to the bottom. Race to the bottom. All right. I can get this in here. Trying to get the end stuff in. Oh, get in the JST. Good. Got it. All right. Just gotta put the spool holder on, and then we're done. Let me see here. I'm curious to see how well the CR6's little pressure piezo type sensor works. and by works I mean lasts before it cracks, because one of my buddies who has it, he's like, yeah, it's just basically like a piezo in there on like a strain. You know, they're using it as a strain gauge. Problem with piezos is that they can crack over time. How long that time is, I have no idea. But that technology's been out for a long time. Precision Piezo makes kits and hardware for that. And China's copied it already. Long before the CR6. So, where are the bolts? Okay, here they are. I was like, I thought I saw bolts for the filament sensor. This looks nice once it's together. Just a little fiddly. I don't know if it's more fiddly than the Ender 3. Probably about the same amount of fiddly as the Ender 3. It's basically, like I said, it's basically an Ender 3 with some lipstick on it and a, you know, power supply relocated. I do like the new power supply location. I'm not gonna dig on them for that, but you know, this is not gonna be a revolutionary machine. This is just an iteration on the same model, which is, you know, what companies do. But it's going to be one of those things where if you have an Ender 3 already, probably not going to, and like you don't need another printer, probably not going to be worth it to get the V2. But if you're going to buy another printer and they're about the same price, you might as well go with the V2. It does have some, you know, features and stuff on here that are better than the Ender 3 or more convenient. But at the end of the day, I'd be willing to bet they're both going to print about the same, if not identical. Because their core parts are the same. For the extrusion system and the rollers and everything. I think our dual Z kit might fit on this too. I have to measure it. I'll have to actually put it on there. Actually, no, I don't even need to measure it because the belt is adjustable on the top and these plates are the same, so I'm gonna try that. Maybe I can get that listed. It's one of the reasons why we get these machines, so we can test out what stuff we have on them. Alright, so I'm gonna check, make sure this is on 110. It is not. So I'm just gonna switch that to 115. 115, 110, 120, all the same difference. I just gotta hook the LCD up, which is 3 hex bolts and a plug. Oh, this comes off. I do like that. Look at that. They actually thought about that. That comes off so you can actually get your screwdriver in here. That's nice. Hello? Yeah. That's the M3D. So, all right, I got someone. I'm gonna take a break here. I got a guy named Steve here picking up one of the excess printers we have. So I'm gonna put our little like away music on for a minute and put the be right back up. So I'll be right back. Give me 5 minutes here. Alright, I'm back. And the M3D crane quad is sold! Sold. We're good. I'm glad it'll go to someone who will actually use it, because it's literally been collecting dust here. Alright. Sorry about that. I had scheduled this stream to happen, and then he had emailed me. He's like, I got tomorrow off. I was like, it's okay. I can pause the stream. He was in chat. He watches too. His name's Steve. But glad somebody can use the damn thing. Let's switch back over here. Arm cam 1. There we go. All right. Yeah, we don't do like walk-in customers. This is more of a I'm just selling off extra stuff, and it's local pickup only. Because it's getting out of hand with how many printers we have around here that aren't being used. So instead of them collecting dust, I'm just selling them off locally. All right. The moment of truth. Oh, we got LCD. Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's in Chinese. It's in Chinese, guys. Oy vey. How much of your market is actually in Chinese? Why wouldn't English be the default? I'm going to assume settings. I mean, that looks like heat. And the LCD looks nice. I'll give them that. What's this? I don't know. Heat. Is that it? Oh, CN. Wait. That be English? Ian. Ah! I figured it out. Look at that. Bam. Now the question is it going to save it on restart? Yeah, they're all listed here, but they show in English. And both. Weird. Preheat. Start printing. Troubleshooting. Yeah, this looks like this is a picture of the board. That looks like an STM32. It does have a filament sensor port, so I will see about getting our easy outs working with that. It does remember the setting. All right, well, let's do this. Let's level the bed and see if it prints, and then tear into the guts. How's that sound for an order of operations? What does chat think? Man, I really want to talk to that guy. He rides motorcycles, and he's into 3D printers, and he's a nerd. But I was like, I have a stream to get back to. I must go. But he understood. All right. So they do have these clips. I actually gave him, because the M3D crane quad is the same size bed as this. I actually just gave him the extra glass plate that came with this. I was like, here, you want a plate? Because he was like, oh, it doesn't have glass on it. I was like, no, it's just like this weird like PCB material. I was like, you know what? And if you guys saw me come in on the overhead camera, I just was like, here, you can just take this. I'm not going to use it. All right. Because one, it already has one, and two, this is going to get a flex plate on it. I must go. My people need me. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and prepare this. I do like this. I like this combo. Color screen with a knob. I like this. I like this combo here. I could get on board with this. And if I'm correct, I think that LCD is driven off the board. If memory serves correct. Alright, so they give you these little clips. These are nice. They're low profile. They stay out of the way. Let's do a home. And this does have the Trinamics in it, so it is quiet. The fans are loud. But it does have Trinamic drivers on it. Now, whether they're in UART mode or they're just standalone, that's a whole nother story. Auto homing. Please don't other operation. Got a splash of Chinglish in there. I ain't even upset. Remember that crunchy bearing? Let's take care of that. See if I can adjust it. Or if I'm going to need to place the wheel on a brand new machine. Because whoever assembled this didn't know what the hell they were doing. There's one. There's still a thumping of the bearings. Yeah, that bearing's fucked. Because these are at the right... This one... maybe that one's a little too much. Hang on. There's still some thump, thump, thump as it moves. Try to loosen up a little bit more. The bearings definitely got some damage. It's ever so slightly, but it's better. So that bearing will need to be replaced. Oh! The bed's all the way down, it rubs. Alright, so let me raise that up. I'm just going to do kind of a half-ass level real quick here. They have a level option. Pair, move, nope. Control. They do have acceleration in here. And jerk. Transmission ratio. You mean steps per millimeter? Transmission ratio? What? Really? Oh god, the translations. So there's no... Is it in print? Nope, there's nothing in print. So there's no, like, bed leveling in this. At least on the version I have. That can be added in. They don't have any... There's no bed leveling in here. So we're gonna have to do this completely manually. And I'm not talking about auto, I'm talking about like assisted, where it guides you through each point. Which is really helpful for manually leveling beds. Use this right here. Okay. Oh yeah, that bearing, you can really feel that. That sucks. I'm gonna see if they actually will send me out a new wheel. I have wheels, but I'm just curious from a customer standpoint. Because that's their fault. Absolutely their fault. Whoever put this together over tightened the shit out of the wheels. And now that wheel's fucked. There's no way to fix that. Aside from replacing the wheel. Now I'm going to go back and check the other corners. You know, this one's real close now that I adjusted the others. That's real tight. Good now. At least they have these. I'm not a fan of these wheels because they're very large and fiddly, but you're stuck manually leveling. They are nice. All right. So that is leveled. Scott, I will get with you about this printer and its firmware later today, if you have time. Aaron's going to have fun designing a mount for this for our ABL probe because we will be trying to get easy ABL on here. All right, let me go to print. Is there nothing on the SD card? Or does this not support G-code in folders? I think Scott said something. Folders are working in the version I shipped to Creality and latest. Well, they're not working in this unless this card's blank, which is entirely possible. The screen is indeed controlled from the board. Yeah, that's what I figured, which is good. I don't like ones that have their what's the word I'm looking for? Have like their own standalone CPU. They're kind of a pain. Yep, they're all in folders here. Oh boy. Oh boy. There's like an unboxing video. Oh, how did I not see this? This could have been comedic gold. This could have been hilarious. Because their videos are always so bad. You guys aren't even following the installation guide. They're not even following their own manual. Oh, man. Let's see how they handle this. How do they... Okay, so they're taking it out. Yeah, you have to take it out to put the belt in. This was fiddly. I like the tensioner, but it's definitely fiddly. What? Just some generic music in the background there. Install the Z-axis moving kit. Proper term is the X Gantry. Install the indication knob. Oh, I forgot to do that. How could I forget? Oh, gotta put the little indication knob on. Yeah. Totally forgot that. It's on now. Okay, yeah, so you have to manually adjust it. Alright, well, I think we know how to use a printer. That's definitely not 100% scale Benji, but... Alright. I'm going into their folder here. They have a bunch of models, but there's actually... There's models from Quake on here? What? Why is Photo Viewer not working? There's no G-code files on here. There's an EEPROM.dat file on here, which means this is using it for the EEPROM, which I think Scott said. Yeah, there's actually no G-code files on here. So I'm going to slice one up for the Ender 3 with Simplify 3D here. We're going to do a Banshee. Or you know what? I'm going to do a Cali Cat. Let's go ahead here. We're going to do a little CaliCat. I'm just going to use the Ender 3 profile that we use on my Ender 3 here. We don't want support. Let's do 10% infill. That should be good. All right. Center. Try to print. There we go. All right. Let's save this here to the SD card. Toolpath successfully exported. All right. Oh, that makes no sense. Why would the G-code files be in the slicer folder? Like, why? Hey, it shows up now. Oh, it might help if I load filament in it. Hey, we're gonna load up. We're gonna load up a coax mystery roll, which is like this awesome looking blue. Look at that. Now, mystery rolls are like the transition between different colors, so the colors are not going to be like super uniform, but the filament itself is. But this is kind of a cool color. I always like ordering their mystery rolls because you never know what you're going to get. It's like a box of chocolates. Just like life. All right, let's see if I can load it with this little knob here. I can see this knob coming off. Okay, this looks stupid, but this is actually kind of convenient. I'll give you that. You guys who like your knobs win. I just don't use the stock extruders too often. Put a little clip in here. Oh, look at that, just turn it. Oh, that's convenient. I think it still looks kind of dumb, but it works. I can't argue with the results. All right. Let's purge the nozzle out a little bit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no, Peter's signing off for the day. All right. Oh, I just realized this. This is the new version of their extruder, so it does have a tension adjustment, and that's nice because it's slipping right now. Does it have a tension adjustment? Yes, it does. Well, I don't know how well it's going to pair with the plastic arm, but I guess we'll find out how well it holds up over time. It still looks like they're using the same PTFE fittings as before. All right, I'm going to tell it to print CaliCat. Yeah, this is loose. Absolutely. Like, this just kind of sits on here. I could see this maybe getting bumped off and falling off onto your print. But you could, like, put a little drop of glue in here, or just even, like, a piece of electrical tape and then force it on. Like, I have electrical tape out because I was working on my drone last night. I will say, I'm pretty good at working on drones, even when I'm a little tipsy. I did not try flying them yet while tipsy. That's a little better. Okay, so it's waiting to preheat right now. So I'm gonna turn this. Oh god. Okay, so that LCD will push up. It's like on a mount. Yeah, I'm gonna be waterproofing it. I have here, I learned my lesson. I'm gonna fly near water stuff. There we go. All the boards are getting this. We have a few G-Techs here. They work. I definitely prefer Creality's machines though. Sorry G-Tech if you're watching. Creality's got their shit together a little better. All right. What version is this firmware? I don't know. We'll find out. Well, I leveled the bed. I wonder if they'll have live adjust Z. Because I think, as far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong, Scott, but you did the firmware work on this. Did you? I'm pretty sure you did. I think like Creality got started, and then you took it from there. Let's see. What are we doing? Why are we waiting? Oh, there we go. I was like, what is going on here? Gotta get the shmoo off. It's way too high. Is there tune? It says Z offset. Will this allow me to baby step? No. No baby stepping. It's not. It's not even feeding the plastic in. Okay, well my E-motor's not working. I think this is just filament just oozing out. Try it again. It said there's power resume. But why was that not working? Let's see if it'll move when I tell it to move. Okay, it's moving now. Why was it not moving earlier? Why was it not moving during the print? That's really weird. Why was it not moving the extruder? Should have grabbed a beer instead of an energy drink. Yeah, I did that. Tune Z offset. It didn't move. Unless it takes forever to. Okay, let me edit the G code. Maybe it's because there's probably a G29 in there, and there's no ABL sensor, because my profile definitely has a G29. Does it? Does it? Does it? Yes, it does. So I'm gonna get rid of those. And we're gonna save that G code file. Okay, other than that, I mean, like, how are we still at the point where we're not able to, like, we're not fully testing firmware on a machine before we ship it? Come on, like, I'm a little irritated. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little fucking irritated. Because it's the same shit, different day kind of crap. And this, you can tell they put a lot of work into making this, like, they got the belt tensioners, like, this is nice, I can tension my belt up, like, I forgot to do that on my X, but look, I can tension my belt up, like, this is nice, this is nice, this is gimmicky, but, you know, hey, whatever, it's a nice little drawer, it doesn't hurt anything. They got Trinamics on here, we got a little bit of improvement on here, like, you can tell they're making improvements, but then they're like, oh, fuck the firmware. Like, come on. Like, Creality is a big enough company now where this kind of stuff isn't, it's not excusable, to be completely honest. Like, they're big enough and they've been around long enough where they should have learned already to just send, if they would have sent me this printer, I mean, they sent it to Scott too. Like, if they would have sent this to people before they sold it, ugh. I'm going to try it one more time with the firmware that came with it, but I shouldn't have to update the firmware for the damn machine to just work, to do basic functions. I'm looking up right now. Is this gonna feed now? Okay, it's feeding now. So it must have pissed it off having a G29 in there with no probe. Now, on like the firmware website for printers for customers and people to use, if you set a G29, it ignores it if you don't have a bed leveling thing. All right, so we're printing now. Now I have to manually adjust the bed. Hang on. Get that smush. Okay. At least they have these goofy looking knobs that are actually functional. All right. Now we're on that print. Gary, I don't do the tech support here anymore. I do stuff like this and R&D, so you should contact the support people. Go to contactus.th3dstudio.com. I'll put the link in here. I'm not seeing anything on my preview here. Oh, wait. OBS just said reconnection. Okay, something happened. It's happy again now. Are we back? It's probably my Comcast, to be completely honest with you guys. How are we doing right now? Refresh. Okay. Yeah, I mean my CPU's only at 30%. We're looking okay there. Okay. Wait, was that why my contact wasn't working? Was it just like I was saying, I don't know if you guys heard it. No, is it contact or contact us? No, those definitely aren't working. I think I had contact us.th3dstudio.com set to redirect to that URL. So I just be like, go to contact us.th3dstudio.com. Subdomain, let's see. Contact us is definitely in here. I guess I'll just remake it. All right, so we're just waiting for this to do its first print. I'm trying to find Creality's Creality 3D official. Let's see here. Support firmware. Do they have Ender 3v2? Ender series. Okay, where are you guys getting the Ender 3v2 firmware from? Because it's not on their site. If I go support firmware Ender series, it's not on here. There's no v2 on here. Scott, I don't know why I haven't made you one already, but you're a moderator now, so you can post links. Let's see here. Yeah, so that's not working. Let me give you guys a nice little close-up here. So I am gonna gripe about this. You guys see how hard it is to see your print because of that shroud? It is printing pretty nicely, so we're gonna let this go. And this is a brand new roll of filament. Let me see if I can change the autofocus. How do I change the manual? Hang on. There's a button on this camera. Change it to manual focus mode. Menu. No, that's not it. It definitely isn't. No, I can't remember how to do it. Ah, here we go. Continuous autofocus. Manual focus. There we go. So it's trying to focus on the fan shroud. I want it to focus on the print. There we go. Look at that. Okay, that's the latest. Thank you, Scott. I love you. So it's printing pretty well. I'll give it that. Had some hiccups, as we do with all these machines, but she's pushing plastic out of that nozzle. Could they have used any more plastic on the fan shroud? I'm pretty sure they could have. Okay, let's see if the contact us works now. Yes, it does. Contactus.th3dstudio.com goes to the contact page. Fixed it. That transition filament looks really cool. I really am digging that because it's got just a tint of blue and then it's clear. I like it. Do I have an ETA? I literally just built the printer. That's why we bought this. I don't know. I've been working on firmware for Easy Plugs over the last couple weeks. That's almost done. I've been working on our new Marlin 2.0 base for all printers, for all the ones we support in the 8-bit firmware right now. That's what I've been allocating time to. So, which is what I'll be doing later today. I'll be doing code. We're in this weird transition phase right now. So we have our Marlin 119 base, which is what the Unified U1 version is. And we have our Unified U2, which is only for the Easy board right now. I need to get all the printers from U1 over to the U2 release, but I also need to figure out how to do it in an easy way. And then I have to make new videos on how to use the new firmware, because new firmware is only going to be supported through VS Code and Platform IO. We're not doing Arduino IDE anymore. Arduino IDE is going away. The only thing I haven't played with VS Code is actually flashing boards that are 8-bit through that, because it'll spit out a hex file when you compile it. So that means if VS Code doesn't have a way to flash boards like Arduino IDE does, then we have to find a utility like AVR dudes or Xloader to load those hex files onto the boards and make sure that works. So what benefits does 2.0 bring to 8-bit? Honestly, not much. You're not going to get, oh my god, it's better print quality. It's just updating to the new version. That's literally all it is. You'll be able to tell people that you can do Marlin 2. There's a lot of new features in Marlin 2, but it's not going to improve your print quality, to be completely honest with you. So it's more of a updating it just to get it off the older version and get everything into one firmware base. Because right now I'm maintaining 3 different firmware branches. There's one for the King Rune, one for the Easy board, and then our big unified one. So, but there's a lot of moving parts. So, but the problem is trying to keep up with new firmware releases and release new firmware. So like for this printer, my choice is to have yet another branch now that I'm maintaining just for the Ender 3 V2 because it needs a 32-bit build. But now I have three 32-bit branches I have to maintain: the Easy Board, the King Rune, and then the Ender 3 V2. So that would be the quickest way to do it, but then if I keep doing that and I end up with all these fragmented branches, like maybe this one's on a newer version of Marlin 2 than this one, or this one's on older, the goal is to get a baseline that we use as the core package of files for all the firmware, so I update just that core package, and then I can copy it out to all the branches. So I'm not having to update every single branch individually. So hopefully that makes sense. It's a lot of work. It's way more work than I thought. I was trying to have our Marlin 2 release done by the end of the month, but there's just so much stuff to do and make sure it's done right instead of rushing it out that it's probably not going to happen before the end of the month. It's a lot of time. In terms of this printer, though, this is doing really well. This is looking good. I mean, it looks like what I would expect an Ender 3 to print like. So we'll let this finish, and then we'll take a look at the print, but it's looking pretty good. I don't see any under extrusion on the outers or even on the infill. This filament looks cool. If you guys haven't checked out Coex, it's coexllc.com, I think. coexllc.com. Is that it? Yeah, coexllc.com. That's what I'm printing with right now, and I print a lot of their stuff. These guys are awesome. They're based in Appleton, Wisconsin. I hope I have the city right. I'm pretty sure they're in Appleton. Yeah, Appleton, Wisconsin. So they're not far from us. But they make really good filament. And they have the mystery rolls. So you can they have different mystery rolls here. Oh, they have a TPU. I didn't even see that. Oh, it's out of stock. Here we go. Transition Mystery Color PLA. Is this like an old listing, or do they not have any? They might not have any right now. Or is this the same one? Oh, there we go. Yeah, 17 bucks. So their diameter's spot on. It's just they run it and they spool it, and it's between when they're going from one color to another. So sometimes you get rolls that are like, they'll start as one color, then you get through the roll, and it transitions to another color. It looks really cool. I'll post these. I'll post a link to these in chat. I don't have any affiliate links or anything, but they're awesome. Like I like their stuff. Their stuff prints really well. They're a U.S. company, and they make good plastic. So I'll give them a little shout out there. We print a lot of their filament. We print a lot of their ABS, a lot of their PLA in our farm. And the consistency from roll to roll and batch to batch is very consistent, which means I don't have to worry about our farm going down because we're having to change profiles or unclog hot ends because, like, you know, we got one batch that was completely different from the other because we've had that from a lot of different Chinese manufacturers. So you pay a little more, but you get consistency. So if that consistency is important to you, then I would highly recommend giving them a shot. So, and the people there are really good people. I've talked to the owner, like even just as a customer, and there are other people there are really awesome people. So I highly recommend giving them a shot. But this transition roll color, this looks freaking awesome. It's like an ice blue. Okay, I'm seeing the light come off of it, and the camera does not do it justice. It's almost got like this silver shimmery look to it. As the light hits it, it looks so cool. But I don't think the camera's really going to pick that up. But a lot of their transition rolls are like this. There's a very light amount of dye because they're transitioning. They're clearing out that color to transition to another one. So you end up with this stuff where it's like kind of clear with a tinge of dye in it. It looks awesome. So. Oh, I know the glass bed sucks. This will be getting an easy flex because this one's gonna stick around for a while because of this new screen and the new board. We're gonna need to do some firmware work on it. By we, I mean myself. Does anybody have any questions while we're waiting for this to print? We're about halfway through this print right now. After this print's done, we're going to take a look at it, and then we're going to go into the internals and check for grounding and tinned wires and see if it's got a mean well in it or not. Because they shipped the Ender 5 originally with a mean well, and then they changed it to that Landy crap halfway through production. So I want to see what's inside here. So now's the time. If you guys got questions to ask, please don't ask support questions. If you do need support on TH3D products, go to contactus.th3dstudio.com and our support team will take care of it. We actually have a decent sized support team now. Like, we actually have a team of people to take care of technical support questions, and they're awesome. So, also, if you guys haven't checked out already, we've had kind of a bumpy road with our forum. So we originally were hosting our forum on Flarum. And Flarum was nice in terms of features, and it was an open source platform, but Flarum required constant babying, and it would kill our entire server. Like, take down our whole website, because it's all in the same box. That was one mistake I made. And I would probably spend 8 to 10 hours a month just keep running. So I said, screw it. We moved over. Zendesk is what we use for our technical support. So for our live chat, our ticketing, and they have a forum platform called Gather that integrates with the Help Center. So if you go to forum.th3dstudio.com now, it takes you to the community side of the Help Center, and you can post images, you can post links, you can sign up, and it's awesome. So, and you can even mark your posts as answered or, you know, whatnot. And then let's say a customer posts an issue in here and it like requires an RMA, like, you know, we're chatting back and forth in the forum. We can escalate that post to a ticket directly and then get in touch with the customer, which is really cool. Any new plans for combos of the Easy Mat, the new Easy Mat and Easy Flex plate without PEI? No, all of our plates come with PEI on them. We do not order plates anymore that do not have PEI. I did just put an order in for PEI sheets. So if you guys have a plate that needs a new sheet on it, we will have sheets in a couple of weeks. I just got to send the payment. I just got the invoice today. So, but we will be getting sheets. And what we're doing with the PEI sheets is we're carrying oversized sheets. So like, I think I ordered 250 by 250, 320 by 320, 410 by 410, and 510 by 510. So the 410 by 410 will cover plates 510 down to like 350 by 350. So like the Ender 5 Plus, the S4, the Alphawise U10, those plates, the CR10 Max. So that one sheet will cover all three size plates. And we're doing this because then it allows us to get better pricing because we're ordering more of those sheets. And then it's less inventory to keep on hand, because if we only have 5 sizes versus like 20, it's a lot easier to manage. And you're going to trim the PEI sheet down anyways. So personally, oversized PEI sheets are nice because you don't have to line it up perfectly, and then you just trim it when you're done. So we are getting PEI sheets in for people that need to replace, or if you like put your nozzle into the bed on the smooth sheet, we will have new smooth sheets in. This is coming out pretty good. I'm actually watching the preview here because I can't really see with the shroud in the way, but with the camera angle I can actually see how it's looking. It's lagging. My computer's not the point. Oh, there we go. It just went orange. It's got to be my Comcast. It's got to be Comcast, because the CPU usage is good. Okay, we should be back now. Are we back? Anyway, so removing a PEI sheet, you can heat it up, put it on your printer bed, heat it up, and that will help the adhesive be a little more gummy. And by heat up, I mean like 80°C, okay? So 80°C. Or you can peel it off cold. It's up to you. I usually do them hot. And then you get off as much adhesive as you can with the sheet. If there's still adhesive on the plate, and you've got adhesive on the sheet, if you take the spot that has adhesive and press it onto the adhesive that's on the plate and pull it up, usually the adhesive will take the adhesive off with the plate. Whatever's left on the plate, if you put WD-40 on it, on the plate itself, where the adhesive is still, and let it sit there for a little bit. Oh, fucking Comcast, come on. Jesus. Let's try this. I just dropped the bitrate down from 6,000K a second to 3,000. Hopefully this helps. I don't know what's going on with Comcast. Let me check my... I'm going to check my bandwidth going on my router here, but I'm willing to bet it's Comcast screwing up. Anyways, for like the 5th time, maybe I can explain without Comcast dropping my connections. Basically, WD-40 can take adhesive off. If you let WD-40 sit, okay, and soak into the adhesive, you can then wipe it off pretty easily, or even take a scraper and scrape it off, and then clean the whole plate off with alcohol after you're done to get all the oil off. So I dropped my bitrate down. It's really weird. I'm not showing any packet loss on my internet connection, so I'm wondering if it's YouTube. But I dropped my bitrate down to 3000K instead of 6,000. So hopefully that helps. Yeah, acetone works. Acetone works well too. I'm just checking the stream here. It still looks halfway decent at 3000K. It's not as good as what I'm seeing here, but it's definitely still decent. But if it stops to drop, are we back yet? God. You know, I got real lucky because for a while I hadn't had issues with streams, but we started the stream with a bad USB connection for this camera, and now we got internet connection issues. I shouldn't say internet connection because I'm not showing any packet loss on our Comcast connection. I am showing frames dropping on OBS here. So I'm going to blame YouTube on this one. Just reload. If I'm frozen, reload the page. I can see here. So you get stats over here on OBS. And it tells you if you're dropping frames. Now I dropped my bitrate down. I have it set to 3,000, but for some reason it's putting out at 4,500. Now 4,700. What are you doing, OBS? Ivy. Alright, let's look at live chat. I'm going to keep the stream going as long as I can. I think YouTube's probably having issues. That's the only thing I can think of is that YouTube's having problems right now. Let me go through live chat here. So I'm going to scroll through live chat. Let's see. Replacing the PI sheets would be a good video for easy tips. I feel like that would be too long for an easy tip because that'll probably be about 10 minutes long. I guess I could cut it up, just be like, here, spray on the WD-40, let sit for whatever, cut, you know, scrape off, cut, clean, cut. I guess I could do an easy tip. Guess it could be, yeah, if I just don't yak a ton. Oh god. Oh god. Can we turn off all notifications for Teams there? Oh. Any exciting upcoming products? I should have these done by the end of the month. These little plugs here. That's why this is on my desk. This is the one I've been plugging away at. uh, um, yeah, I gotta sit down and prioritize things again and be like, okay, what are we doing? I think I'm gonna wrap the easy plugs up because that's like 85% done. I just gotta wrap up some stuff for the power monitoring version and figure out this weird bug where until it's connected to a Wi-Fi network, it will not let you toggle the relay on and off with the button, and it should. But once it's connected to your Wi-Fi, it works as intended. The problem with this normally wouldn't be an issue. But the problem with this is I need the factory to be able to test these to make sure the relay is working before they ship them out. And on one of 10 of these plugs, one of the relay wasn't bad, but they had swapped the positive and negative on here, so the relay wasn't triggering. And if they were able to have firmware on here that allows you to toggle it before it's even connected to anything, they would have been able to identify that and fix it at the factory. So it's kind of a big deal for me to get that working. Other than that, the plugs are working. I actually have one plugged in on one of my printers here, and I'm actually using another one to control a ET4. That's an ANET rebrand. Don't buy it. Labitsits, that's a rebranded ANET. Don't buy it. It's good hardware, but the software is incredibly frustrating. But anyways, back to the plug. So I've been testing one on a printer. Been working great. And I also have one just in my home automation system that turns a receiver. It's like a receiver from the 1980s that I used as an amplifier for my outdoor speakers. So I have an automation setup, so when that Chromecast receives a streaming command, it turns the outlet on, which turns the receiver on, and then shuts it off when we're done. And they've been running great. I haven't had any issues with them. I just have to figure out this one little thing with the firmware where it will not let me toggle this until it's connected to Wi-Fi, and I have to have that working in order for the plugs to work and be properly tested at the factory. So, kind of an important thing. It's something weird with Tasmota, because that's what we're running here. Yeah, so these will be running a Tasmota, our own Tasmota fork, which will be on our GitHub. You could flash regular Tasmota with it. I'll actually have the, what's the term for it? It's like a template. It's like a string of text that tells it what IO pins do what. So we'll have a template, so if you want to go to straight Tasmota and not use our fork, you can. So this will be one of, as far as I know, these will be the only Wi-Fi outlets on the market that'll come with open source firmware pre-flashed on them, so you don't have to do like Tuya convert or any weird flashing through the GPIO pins. These will come with open source firmware, no Chinese firmware on here, so you don't have to worry about backdoors and stuff. So that's what I'll be wrapping up, and then after that's wrapped up, it's going to be full steam ahead on firmware development. So the hard thing, like, to let you guys know, the position I'm in with the firmware stuff is trying to maintain supporting new machines while also completely overhauling the entire firmware platform that we've built. You know, so I can take time and, you know, bang out a firmware for this, but then it's going to be a separate firmware, which is going to create more work for me later on the road. So what I have to do is buckle down and get that baseline done for Marlin 2 so I can build off of that instead of just, you know, onesie twosies, like firmware for this one, a firmware for this one, a firmware for that one, and they're all different, you know, and one, you know, whatever one I last worked on is going to be on a newer version of Marlin than the older one. So the goal is, like I said, to get a baseline 2.0, so a folder of files that's our baseline, and I can literally just copy that into each branch, and we'll have multiple branches, but they'll all be on the same code base. So that's where I'm at right now, and it's a lot of work. So that's why it's not done right this moment. Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna think about porting them over one at a time. I'm gonna start with Creality printers, and then put it out as like a public beta. and then people can test it and try it. I'll put it on our machines here, that kind of thing. So, but there's going to be a lot of documentation to go along with it because we have to rewrite all of our documentation because there's not, as far as I have planned out right now, there's not going to be any Arduino IDE support because Arduino IDE 1 is pretty buggy. The only downside to going away from the Arduino IDE is flashing the board in terms of the 8-bit boards where you're not putting a file on the SD card and flashing it like that, but you're plugging in USB and then Arduino would flash it. So I need to figure out a solid, easy-to-use way to get that firmware file that VS Code spits out to then easily flash onto the board. So there's multiple hoops here, but I have to get the firmware done before I can do that. And once I figure that out, then I have to do the documentation. And then once I have the documentation written, I have to update it everywhere. It's a lot of work. So this is looking pretty good though on the print. Just looking here at the Cali Cat. This is called Cali Cat because it's 20 by 20 on the sides. It's got some overhangs. It's a relatively quick print compared to a Benchy. And it's a cute little kitty. Does anybody know if the display functions will all have the same features as the 3 and 3 Pro have? Missing features? I'm not sure. I'm assuming eventually they can be brought back. I haven't touched this firmware at all. So that's why we bought this printer. We actually pre-ordered this one. The corners could also look weird just from the way the filament reflects the light. Oh no, they're kind of rounded out. They're not terrible. We'll take a closer look. This filament looks way cooler in person than it does on camera. I can tell you that right now. Oh, there we go. We're done. Meow, 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 meow. Well, that's on there pretty good. I can pick up the printer. Oh, I haven't used one of these plates in a while. I know you gotta let it cool. It's gotta cool. Did they give me a scraper? I think they did. I'm impatient. I'm impatient. Come on, let's get off here. Come on. I missed the flex plates. Hang on, hang on. There we go. All right. Let's take a look at the print. Let me get this in focus. Can I focus this close with this camera? I don't think I can. I think I'd have to zoom in. Hang on. There we go. Okay. So, got some like belt noise on there. Nothing too terrible. It's not really noticeable. This is just how, so the light is exaggerating every little tiny thing on here. This feels smooth. The corners are a little rounded out, as you can see. Just ever so slightly. The layer lines are pretty even. That came out nice. This filament looks so much cooler in person. But I digress. Overhangs look decent. The tail looks really good. Usually you see some overheating on here, but it looks like they improved the cooling on here. This is a good print. This is a good print, especially for a stock machine. So there's a little bit of under extrusion. It's hard to see in here, but there's a little tiny bit of under extrusion. And that's probably because they don't have their steps per millimeter set right. Let me double check. Because I know they had that option. I think it was control, motion, transmission ratio. Yeah, it's 93. I always set the E-steps on these extruders to 95. So if this was set to 95, like I set and all the firmwares were released, there wouldn't really be any gaps. There's ever so slight gaps in here. But this isn't under extrusion from like tension or the extruder itself. It's just from a firmware setting. It should be 95. That's what I found that these extruders run at, is 95. But all in all, this print looks really good. Like, especially for a stock machine, like this is all even. Look how straight that is. The layers are good. Like, look at that. I like it. I like it. I'm definitely a fan. So, let's go ahead. So what we're gonna do now? So this is a good print. This produced a good print out of the box. So we got that going for us. Let's see how they did on the electronic side. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look inside at all the wiring and what electronics they put in here. And I definitely want to go back to autofocus mode. So let's go back over to my arm camera here and let's dig into this thing. Always put your filament through the holes on the spool, okay? Because if you don't, this is how you get tangles, okay? Your filament end should always be in one of three places. In your hand, in the printer, or through the holes on the spool. If it's anywhere else, you're gonna get tangles. And the way filament is spooled, it is really hard for them to get tangles, okay? I've never had a tangle from this company, okay? But most of the time when people get tangles, it's because they didn't listen to these directions. Hand, spool, printer. This is where the end of your filament should be at all times, period. All right. I'm gonna unplug this. And we're gonna get in there. Really get in there. All right. Let's see what we're working with here. This is a 2mm, and I'm using a 2.5. That's why it don't fit. So this looks just like the Ender 3's housing. Or the Ender 3 Pro's housing, I should say, because it's on the bottom. So if that's the case, I'm pretty sure there's a screw on top as well that I have to take out. It's been a while since I've gone into an Ender 3. Do I have to? Yeah, there's one up top. Yep, right here. It's by the extrusion. Yep, that's it. That panel's flapping about now. All right. Money shot. All right. There's no. Oh, there's some hot snot. Still the same fans. Yeah, it's STM32, like I thought. It's a STM32 F103. My drone has a higher CPU than this board. F103 RET6. So this is the same. Oh, is this the same? I think this is the same as what Big Tree Tech uses, which means it's going to be limited. It's going to be limited on memory. Let me see. Let's see. Here's Big Tree Tech's. They have the RCT6. Is the RET the 512K model? Let's look it up. STM32F107 RET6. Is that it? STM32. Oh, F103 RET6. Is there an F107? No, there's a 103. I don't know why I said 107. Let's see here. STM32 F103 RET6. Let's see what Mauser says this is. Okay, good. Good job, Creality. This is the 512K version. You didn't cheap out on the processor. You get my thumbs up here. 512K processor. So this has a better processor than Big Tree Tech's SKR E3 Mini board. So putting SKR E3 Mini, not going to be an upgrade in terms of processor. Now, I want to know if they have these hooked up to UART. I'm going to say they probably don't. Could be wrong, but I'm going off of they probably don't because you can see these little potentiometers. There's little potentiometers next to the drivers here, which tells me they're probably running it in standalone mode. You guys see right there, there's potentiometers right next to each driver. But they do have the 512K chip in there. All right, let's try to get in this power supply housing. I'm going to assume it's these 4 screws and this comes out. I'm probably going to have to cut this zip tie here. There we go. I'm going to assume that it's these. From what I can see here, there's a green LED. Landys usually use blue. So it might actually be a... Oh, is this a 2-layer board too? They have heat sinks on top of the drivers. Usually when they have heat sinks on top of the drivers, it's because they cheaped out on the copper count. The question is, will this actually last? Because there was a rash of 2208s dying on their first rounds of silent boards. Because they put the 2208s on a board that was designed for 4988s, and the 4988s have a much lower heat output than the 2208s. And at that point, then it's luck of the draw. Like if you get one that's going to last, or you know what your ambient temperatures are. Well, this is fun. This is a lot of fun. Gotta make it hard for me to get in here, don't you? I'm assuming it looks like if I take these 2 and this one out, I should be able to get to the PSU and see what's in here. Oh, Scott said standalone. Okay, so better processor than the Big Tree Tech board, but they didn't put them in UART mode. Why? Why wouldn't they put them in UART mode? So what that also means is this printer cannot run Linear Advance. TMC 2208s in standalone mode cannot run Linear Advance. So this printer with this board, just like their other boards that are silent boards, you cannot run Linear Advance on here because they did not allow UART control. I'm gonna ding it for that. So if you ever wanted to run Linear Advance on this, you have to change the board. You can either put, well, I'm not gonna say anything about the Easy board, but this is the same footprint as the Easy board because it looks like the same screw holes. So I will be playing around with the idea of the Easy board in this, because then this is gonna be the problem though, getting this LCD supported. But at least it's not a touchscreen. All right, let's see. The moment of truth. Wait, is there one more screw on here? No. Oh, ready? Boom. Meanwhile. That's a meanwhile. Is there a serial number visible on here? Everything's all crimped. We got ground leads. These look good. These are probably tinned. I'm willing to bet they tinned these wires. Do you want to bet? Have they been listening, or have they just blown us off? Let's find out. Ready? Kevin was wrong. That's 50 lashings. And the fucking wires are tinned. Motherfuckers. They're tinned. They're fucking tinned. Come on! And I'm not gonna get mad. I'm not gonna get mad. How this shit is. When are we gonna stop tinning the fucking wire? It's 2020. Stop tinning these fucking wires. Like, is this a sales tactic? Like, they know that these are gonna burn up eventually, so they just are like, no, keep tinning them. Then they can buy a new board from us when the terminal blows up. Fucking Chinese printer companies. Come on. Unreal. I was kind of hoping that they didn't tin them. I was kind of hoping that maybe they actually took community feedback. I don't know how many times have I screamed on this channel about tin wires. I know Creality follows our stuff. I know they do. Because I see them pop in, and I have people that I talk to that are at Creality that are aware of all the stuff that goes on this channel in our company. But how do they not know about the tin wires? How do they not address the damn tin wires? Like, put ferrules on them. At least like the Ziltech printer, they put ferrules on them. Like, put ferrules on them. If you're trying to, if it's a production speed thing, then put ferrules on them. Ferrules will make it just as easy to put into the hole as tin wires, except ferrules aren't going to cause these issues that tin wires do, where the terminals burn up because the solder's expanding and contracting, and then eventually it just stops making connection, and then the terminal burns up. Like, I had high hopes. I thought that this wasn't going to have tin wires, to be completely honest. And if those are tin, the bed wires are definitely tinned. So, but it doesn't really matter because the main power input wires are tinned, and yeah. I should make a video talking about Creality silent boards, because there's so many people buying them, and then they're trying to get more advanced stuff working, like linear advanced, and it just doesn't work with 2208s in standalone mode. They have to be able to be controlled by the printer so it can change the modes and properly address the driver. But linear advanced is not going to work on these. The black wire came out of the connector. No, we're good. It's still in there. Still in there. We're good. I'm curious to see. I haven't actually looked at the thermals in a long time on these Creality boards with the 2208s. Let me see how hot these damn things get. Let me get my thermal camera. So I don't know if they're using 2-layer or 4-layer on these. Most of Creality's boards are 2-layer boards, which is not good for trinamic drivers. And then coupled with the 2 layers, they don't usually use 2-ounce copper. So you have two things working against you, and this is why I don't like these boards, and this is why I don't sell these boards too. If you guys wonder why TH3D doesn't sell the Creality silent boards, it's because I don't want to deal with warranty replacements and piss off customers because the boards have drivers fail. And the drivers fail because they're running too hot, because the PCB is not adequate for these drivers. Not per Tim's opinion, per the manufacturer's specifications in their datasheets opinion. Which, that's not opinion, that's fact. If the manufacturer says you need 4 layers, 2-ounce copper on every layer, that's what you use. If you don't, you get problems. So let me see if my thermal camera is going to play nice, and let's take a look at these drivers. So that's my thermal camera. I don't have any of their other silent boards because I don't buy them. I don't like them. I either run their stock ones, or I run a third-party board, or I put an easy board into the printers here. Because their stock boards are decent. They're stock 4988 boards, I should clarify. Their stock boards with the 4988s, they're not the best, but they've been proven to be reliable. I'm trying to find here, hardware seek thermal. Let's see if this pulls in. I just reinstalled Windows, so I apologize. Oh, I gotta install the driver. Hang on. Yeah, you had two 115s go. Yeah, and it's probably because the damn thing burned up the drivers. That's the problem. The 115s are 2 layers with 1 ounce copper. It's not a good combination. Like, I would take this is how much I hate Creality's boards that are their silent upgrade boards. I would sooner put a big Tree Tech board in my printer than Creality's silent boards. So that's it. That's how bad they are. I don't like them. At least Big Tree Tech's been trying to improve their stuff and adding more copper and layers. They still don't have the proper amount per Trinamic's own data sheets, but they have more than Creality. So I'm installing the driver for this thermal camera right now so I can show you. So at this point, I'm going to have to run this through its paces. So these are in standalone mode. That's a huge negative. Come on, like, it doesn't cost them anything to at least have UART connected to the processor. That's a design of the board thing, okay? So that's a negative. In terms of the actual printer itself, this is like the Ender 3 with some lipstick on it and some extra features. It's not bad. It's not a bad machine. But this board I'm not a fan of. Like, why wouldn't you run these in UART mode? There's no reason not to. You put a 32-bit chip on here, but then you're not running it in UART mode. What? Who made that call? It doesn't make any sense. No Seek thermal devices found. What the hell? Let me try replugging it. No, that's not it. Well, we might not be able to get the thermal camera working today. I'm trying to find... Wait, is it this? Oh, I have to install it for this, too. Hang on. I have to use Zadig. That's the correct word to use this with the software, so I apologize. I use Windows because I want an operating system that works, and I don't want to spend every day fighting with my operating system to do basic operating system functions. That's why I don't use Linux, because my time is valuable. This is like a little hack job, though. That's why this is taking me a sec, because this is actually meant for use with a phone. All right, let's see if this is going to work now. Hey, there we go. Look at that. Is this the right side up, though? No. All right, let's see. Thermal camera. Does this... Hang on. Let me see. Seek. Oh, ha, ha, ha. Look at that. Look at that. That works. Hang on, I gotta find one more file here. Like I said, I just reinstalled Windows a couple weeks ago. I had Adobe screw up my stuff, and I think it was actually due to a bad SSD, which I later found out after I reinstalled, and things were still not running correctly. But here we go. Okay. Ooh. Is this inverted? Okay. So this is looking at that. That's not Celsius. I just realized it defaults to Kelvin. Yes, it's at 307 Celsius. So I should be able to, it's resting on here. I should be able to hold this. What? Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do actually. Because this is, I'll do another stream where we're gonna go over the thermal testing, but you can see here, just at idle. Yeah, that's my finger. This is already at 42 degrees Celsius. So that kind of tells me what I need to know about the board, but I will do some testing. So I have some other stuff. I just realized I ran over on time. So my summary is this is a decent machine. It is a decent successor to the Ender 3. It printed well. I've stated my concerns about the board, but I'm going to do more digging into that and see exactly how hot these drivers get. So everybody that stopped by, I appreciate it. Sorry about the late start. And if you guys haven't already, no, not social life, work. Oh god, here we go. It wouldn't be a stream without her trying to crawl in my lap. Nope, you're staying right here. So anyways, Friday we are doing a stream on the Weebook Sweden, which is a chocolate 3D printer. So make sure you guys check that out. It's going to be really interesting. So everybody that stopped by, I appreciate it. There will be a more casual stream. We'll go over doing some testing. I just got to figure out how to mount this because I want to have the printer running while I have the camera pointed at it, which I can't easily do right now. So everybody that stopped by, I appreciate it. Miss Clara says hi. She's being needy. Yes. And if you guys want to support us, you can go to th3dstore.com and get some awesome upgrades for your printer. If you want to check out our communities, go to forum.th3dstudio.com. We're trying to get people more active in the forum. It's going to be a great repository. So I'll talk to you guys later. And as always, happy printing. Bye-bye now.